in the Premier League of Basketball Ireland. Delighted to be joined by one of our great sponsors over the years. Cormac Farrell, you're the marketing manager of O'Neill's. This is your first time here in Clontarf. What do you think?
I'm hugely impressed, I have to say. Seeing basketball on TV and seeing basketball close up are just two different experiences, to be perfectly honest. I'm taken by the pace and the physicality and the general standard and fitness of the players.
And these guys, with the exception of the Americans, would all be amateurs who are all working full-time jobs. And that is a commitment because they're training 3-4 times a week. That's
correct. I mean, they have to be admired no more than any amateur sport to see what these guys put in as amateurs and as part-timers and what they get out of it. It's fantastic, and it's a great credit to yourselves and to the club here in Colester.
You have been with Colester for a long time. Now, we talked about this and we've laughed about this. Colester Basketball Club was founded back in 1967, and the first set of gear was bought from O'Neill's for 13 and 6 per set in the old Capel Street.
That's correct, Declan. Yeah, listen, our slogan, our company tagline slogan is the choice of champions, and I think it's a great credit to Colester that they're still supporting O'Neill's. I mean, our company is around a while. If all goes to plan, we'll be in business 100 years in 2018. So I mean, it's a great testament to an Irish sportswear company to be able to achieve that. But it's the likes of Colester and indeed the greatest sporting industry in Ireland that support our brand that we're really proud of.
And you've been involved and you've had some really, really great players playing with Colester, and we're going to go on to different sports afterwards. But we've had somebody like Mario Eli, who came over here in 1986, went back, won 2 NBA titles with Houston Rockets, one with San Antonio Spurs, and then we also had the famous Kelvin Troy, who was on that same team in the 80s.
Yeah, it's amazing. Yeah, I mean, your name dropping there. Obviously, I mean, yeah, you know quite a lot more about basketball than I do. But I mean, it's really, as I said, it's a credit, and to see that the players that you have brought through, and indeed the American angle that come into your club, and what that has done for Colester, I think it really is probably part of your strength as a club.
Yeah, and I mean, Jerome Westbrooks is one player that we talked about earlier on. Jerome is here heavily involved with the crew for the live streaming of the games and has 2 sons playing on the team.
That's right, and I mean, it's very easy to see the camaraderie here, and I saw Jerome, even though I would have only seen him on TV and in the media over the years, but he's part of the furniture here, and his 2 sons have obviously taken up the mantle. But I mean, it's a great credit, and I mean, it is a team sport, but in this case I think Colester is a family team which has to be admired.
Yeah, it is in actual fact, and we were just talking earlier on there. Colester, in actual fact, were the first team since the new Premier League came in the 70s to win 3 in a row, and they won it back in that time. And Johnny Grinnell's dad, Martin Grinnell, was on that team.
Yes, I mean, it is a dynasty, if that's the right word. And I think you can feel it here, actually, that I mean, there are so many families involved, and it's a family occasion, and it's a great credit. And I think so far your results really are very, very admirable. And hopefully, if you keep playing as you are playing, they're unbeaten, I believe, in all competitions this year. That maybe at the end of the season there'll be silverware.
Yeah, because we didn't have any last year, we didn't have any the year before, but in the prior years to that we won 5 Northern titles, 3 cups and 3 leagues, which is not bad for one coach, Mark Keenan.
Yeah, that's for sure. And I think it's quite evident that, I mean, as the players come through, and obviously what they do on the court and what they do when they're off court as coach really stands to them, and hopefully this season will be no different.
Cormac, O'Neill's are probably best known for GAA, and I must say I've had many Dublin jerseys. Now, this is an interesting new one. You've AIG, the sponsors of Dublin, and of course the same sponsors as the All Blacks. And then there was a bit of swapping and switching of gear there recently.
There was, yeah. I think it's a great credit to Dublin, obviously, as a county board, to bring a blue chip company into the sponsorship arena. AIG obviously are a global brand, and I think some of their sponsorships have been seen, Man U and the likes. And what AIG will bring to the party, obviously, will hopefully benefit Dublin GAA.
And I've also noticed that you're involved in rugby clubs over in the UK. I know you do rugby clubs here. It's terrific to see you're involved with the boxing. There's so many different things that O'Neill's are involved in now.
That's correct. I mean, we are a sportswear company, so there's no sports that we are not involved in, and we're proud to be.
We're proud to have you with us, Cormac. Thank you very much for coming in to us, and I do hope you enjoy the second half of the game.